Welcome to Seat Time, everybody, the off-road show that brings you all the results, news, and online shenanigans that make being online a good time. We'd like to say thank you to Fly Racing for their support of Seat Time. Please go check them out at flyracing.com. Welcome to Seat Time, everybody. Brian Pierce, your host for this fine Tuesday evening, the last Tuesday of 2015. It is going to be one hell of an end of the year, and we're going to get things started off with a bang. We have a wicked-ass year in review show for you guys, and I'm going to try to get as wasted as possible in the first 5 minutes to make sure that I don't fuck anything up, or to make sure that shit just goes really awkward. So you can see my lovely wife is here with us this evening. She loves to make fun of me in a cute, wifey kind of way. I think really she just likes to enjoy laughing at my expense.
I do, yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
So in that, I figure what better way than to kind of giggle, gaggle, and laugh about some of the stuff, the shenanigans that we've put up with for the past year, and to bring my wife on here to be like, really? That's what you do on the internet every Tuesday night? You're an idiot. I'm sure it's going to be interesting, but the reason why she's holding a phone right now is we just said, you know what? Screw it. We're going to Periscope this as well. And it says, let's shotgun a beer. So that's going to happen. Thank you to Upslope Brewing. They have come on as a beer sponsor for Seat Time, so that's going to be a good time. Definitely looking forward to that. And I've got probably too cold IPA of theirs, and it's bold, deep, and bitter. And I told my wife earlier, it's just the way I like my women. And by women, I mean her. So it could be interesting. So as I told Periscope a little bit ago, we were getting ready for this kind of thing. We have no idea how this is going to go. I haven't shotgunned a beer in years, one. And two, I'm probably going to slice my damn hand open trying to cut this can, so we're going to see what happens. But I watch people do it at Beer Fest all the time, you know, because they're intelligent and drunk, so I figure why not join them? So let's see how this goes. I think you want to get just a little bit of pressure to get some of the air out a little bit. That's too much. Shut up, world. I can do this. Stop fucking it up, Brian. Okay, bye.
So nicely done.
That was poorly cut. That took a lot to get. Babe, that was some major sucking power. There was no like typical, your typical gravity effect there, unfortunately. So when you shotgun and cut the can, go ahead and push that little bitch out of the way just a little bit so it makes it a tad bit easier. I gotta finish that one off though. What was that? 6-point-something% straight to the bloodstream? 7.2%. Goodbye, good times, and hello, Vegas. All right, so thank you for tuning in on Periscope. We're going to tune into our YouTube on the liveness. So if you enjoyed this little bit, please head over to seattime.co/live or find the Seat Time channel on YouTube and check out our live stream. We'll see you there. Thanks for tuning in on Periscope. Oh, man, and welcome to our YouTube show. Hello, Vietnam, Texasness on a Tuesday. For those of you who do not know, this is my lovely wife, Tamara Pierce. She did not want to be on here, and I drug her ass here. And I love her for it. So, Tamara, lesson number 1. You talking to the microphone.
Is that better?
You don't look at it. You're talking to it. Well, what makes you comfortable? We need to find that space that's like...
Okay.
So you don't sit here like this.
That's better.
And then feel like you can't move the microphone.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I know. So... I like to, and now that I have this knife here, I really feel like bad things are going to happen. We should move that.
Take that back.
Yeah, now especially now that I got 7.2% alcohol inside of me. Well, that was fun. I appreciate you periscoping that. But those of you,
Anytime.
This is my beautiful wife, Tamara Pierce. She has been at a couple of the races, but obviously we do have some young children, so a lot of the times you do see me at the events. You have to understand, this is the woman that allows that to happen. She's raising our family. She's making sure that those kids are not being the scoundrels and the hooligans that they would be under my domain. And she's the one that says yes in the long run. So you should probably thank her more than anybody else for me being at those events. But she's going to be here tonight again to help kind of talk through some of the fun stuff that goes on Seat Time and things of that nature. So Seat Time, we are the online show for the off-road enthusiasts. If you guys have never tuned in before, thank you very much. If you guys have tuned in before, thank you very much. That's a good time too. We are brought to you by the fine folks at Fly Racing, flyracing.com. Kinda Tire USA is kindatire.com. And, of course, Stillwell Performance at stillwellperformance.com. All of those companies are amazing companies. They probably don't condone shotgunning beers on camera, but you know what? This is my show. It's not their show. And they support us for doing what we do, so we definitely appreciate that. But I think with doing that, remember to shop local. Do that as much as possible. With Stillwell Performance, you can't. You have to go to their website. You have to fill out the rider survey if you want to get some service. But once you do, you start emailing them. You start asking questions. You get amazing service. The technology and the techno-wizardry. Ooh, yes. The tech wizardry that they have, especially through Alan Stillwell, is quite amazing. So I would definitely go check them out if you're looking for any kind of knowledge in the off-road world. And Steve and I can already tell that I'm sweating, so we're going to need that fan kicked on at any point in time that you feel like hitting that there button. Of course, we are archived on the site. The site is seattime.co. We're on Stitcher. Again, finally, thank you. And iTunes, if you want to do audio only. Like, I mean, my wife married me. She thinks I'm attractive. You know, that works for us. If it doesn't work for you, audio only is probably the way to go.
There's some people that will like that.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God,
that
this guy, you. And we do have a chat room that is completely empty, but I've been drinking IPAs really quickly. I will type some shit up into that chat room. Meow. So get all up in there. tlk.io/seattime. Remember, we do have Selfie. You can go and search for the Tennessee Knockout Raw. We do have long 15 minutes worth of footage. It's only like $2. So people are stupid for not buying it. I'll say it. Get out there and buy it. Support Seat Time. Support people that actually support the sport. Like Seat Time, like Bo Coddington, like Wiley Watson, all of these guys out there, Rob Mitchell. It's so tough for us to even try to put content out there and make just a smidgen off of it. So for $2 for us, I think that's something you guys should support. So please do that. Recent happenings. Now, this is unfortunately not good news, Tamara. The last show, we did have Gary Sutherland and Chris Kiefer on in the back half of the show together, and they are. I agree. Oh, you were behind the scenes for that one.
Yeah, I was trying not to laugh.
Yeah, you were like, oh my God, the computer, hey, T-Rex packing. What is it? The T-Rex wrapping packages?
Yes, the blind T-Rex.
But it's so damn unfortunate. Earlier this week, I noticed that Destry Abbott shared a picture of Gary with his daughter, and unfortunately, Gary had a head-on collision riding in the desert, and is in the hospital and has had to have surgery on his spleen and a bunch of other stuff. And unfortunately, his spleen ruptured again and is bleeding. Had to go back to have surgery, or like emergency surgery on it a second time. So there's a GoFundMe out to help Gary Sutherland. For those of you who kind of see a lot of the GoFundMes and stuff like that, you know what? Every rider needs help. It sucks sometimes to kind of see all that stuff. $5 honestly does help. If you can get 10 people to support with $5, that's $50. And I know that sounds dumb, but honestly, when it comes to medical bills and you're somebody in Gary Sutherland's shoes, $50 can go a long damn way. Especially if it buys dinner for him and his daughter for a week. Kind of a situation. So
those medical bills rack up fast.
Yes, it does. So that GoFundMe, I think earlier today was just over $600, and I think it was, its cap was at $1,000, and I don't totally know how GoFundMe works. So it may stop at $1,000 or it may continue to go. But honestly, anything you could give would be great. And I've got the URL, so it's gofundme.com/Gary Sutherland. So it's pretty simple to do, but just in case, GarySutherlin.
Boom.
Whew. Okay, there it is. There's the IPA. There's the IPA. So please go support Gary Sutherland. That guy is heart of gold. I love him. I love his daughter. Being friends with Chris Kiefer. I mean, they're just an amazing dude. I just hope the best for this man, that he can come. Oh, there it again. Still into 2016. Kicking ass. I just don't know right now. I mean, who knows?
Don't either.
Who knows what that man... So, into a little bit more light, awesome, fun stuff.
Let's take it up a notch.
Did anybody else go to dirtbuzz.com today? I did, Anybody else notice the Seat Time Adventures post that Dale Spangler spent a lot of time with us on?
No.
I did.
I didn't notice.
Really? No, I posted about it on my Facebooks.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need to,
My wife sucks at being a wife
we need to
sometimes.
get online more.
Socially live with me, woman. Jeez, we're not just housemates. Sucks sometimes. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go to dirtbuzz.com or, of course, verbmoto.com because Andrew Campo was grateful enough for what Dale has been doing with Dirt Buzz that now when Dale has some of these large-scale kind of heavy, these content-heavy pieces, he wants to put them out there and get them on Verb Moto because we miss that sometimes. Like, there's all these action videos and these quick Q&As with the hot riders and stuff like that.
Right.
And in that, we miss a lot of what actually goes on in the scene. Like, what it really means to just kind of be a rider, be a local racer, be involved in your local regional thing, and don't care about Supercross and don't care about GNCC sometimes. Like, we forget what that means, and sometimes we forget what it means to just go ride our damn dirt bike. And that's what Seat Time Adventures is about, is getting together as a group of dudes, going riding dirt bikes, and having a good time. So what's cool about that is, obviously, if you're interested at all, you can learn a lot about Seat Time Adventures on the Dirt Buzz and or Verb Moto post. But through that, actually, on Monday is when the emails will go out. So sign up for the newsletter because that's the first way you'll learn about it. The emails will go out. The applications are now open. We will be so the way it's going to work is we have 10 spots for 2016 trip, and we will take applications for those spots. Now, obviously, of the riders that we had last year, they will have first rider refusal. If they do not want to go or can't go or however that works out, then those open up to new riders. So we would love to have as many of those riders back that want to come back, but at the same time, we want to be able to have new kind of rookie faces in there. We want to make new friends. We want to bring new riders to Colorado that either A, haven't been there before, or B, just haven't experienced it with us, because I think that's what it's all about, is finding those different experiences and kind of trying to have a lot of fun with that. So go check that out. Some people that follow some of my social shit online might have noticed that I talked a little bit about Whole30 and Epic Bar. And the reason why I bring that up is I'm going to do the Whole30 starting in January. So unfortunately, even though we just picked up an awesome beer sponsorship, Steven will be the only one in January drinking that beer. And I am going to be on the Whole30 diet. It's just one of those things, like, you know what? I like kind of trying different stuff and just seeing what it does in my body. I like to train. I like to work out. I like to goof off, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to try that. But if you're kind of like, oh, what the fuck is he talking about? The link will be in the description of the video or in the post tomorrow when we post it. So check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about that. Now, you remember when I did the Baja Rally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that rally stage race down in Baja?
Yes.
Baja Rally. That worked out. That's math. Well, the biggest rally on the continent, no, not the continent, on the planet, is starting January 2nd. The prologue is starting January 2nd, and we've got the first stage starting January 3rd. So if you guys do not know, Dakar is starting this Saturday. I would definitely say, if you're kind of like Dakar, I would like to know more about this big, huge rally race. Or like, oh, I know a little, I'd like to know more. I would tell you to go to Dirt Buzz again, because Dale has been doing a fantastic job of covered information. 2 weeks ago, we had Alexander Smith on, Malcolm Smith's son. Talked to him because of Dirt Buzz. Within this past week, he put out information on all the Americans that are going... Yeah, it's happening. All the Americans that are going to be racing Dakar. I mean, there's a lot of awesome, epic stuff going on there. So, go check that out. Learn more about Dakar. And last bit of recent happenings, if you will. Robbie Bell kind of has... He doesn't have a new team, really, per se, for 2016, but he has an update to his team, is that Rocky Mountain ATV MC came on as the title sponsor for his Precision Concepts team. So now, for 2016, Rocky Bell's team, that he's also the team manager for, is the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Precision Concepts team.
Wow.
I know, right? So there, it's Robbie Bell and a couple of the other dudes. I fucked up. I forgot to write down their names. Robbie Bell and a couple other dudes that raced the Baja 1000 and the Baja 500 with him at those different times. They're going to be racing the Work Series, the Big Six Grand Prix Series, the West Coast Hare Scrambles, and the National Hare and Hounds. They're doing a lot of West Coast racing.
Yeah.
Now, that's where Gary Sutherland was going to be. That's where Ricky Brabrack's going to be. I mean, there's Jacob Argybright's going to be there. So there's going to be a lot of dudes They're going to be at all those events. I even think on the West Coast now we're going to see a little bit of Kyle Redmond. He's going to be out there. Max Gerston's going to be competing in some of those. So that's going to be cool. I think we're going to be getting some good competition going out there on the West Coast. Eh?
They sound like that?
Probably not. It's like, bro,
That's much better.
Bro, did you see it on the TV last night, man?
That was so good.
Yeah, winning. When your wife's happy, you're happy. So let's get back to it. Let's start it. Let's get into some of that year in review. Wait. How does this sound?
Wait for it.
Is that okay?
That's
Perfect.
great.
Awesome. So year in review. So what we've done is we had an awesome competition with fly racing. We're going to have our winners here at the end. I'm going to announce those. But we had people send in their thoughts on some of the top moments of Seat Time 2015. We took that, we dwindled it down to a couple fews of the bits, and we're going to play them for you. And then my lovely wife and myself, we're going to comment on them for you. So, to start things off, number one, which actually is in no real order, it's not the only winning thing, it's just the one we're going to play first, is episode 170, Bone Putty. We have to ask, Mr. Charlie Mullins, how is your evening going, kind sir?
It's been going good. Just typical evening. Put the kids down and just now hanging out. Not much really going on tonight.
Right. So, hold your wrist up. Are there any? Where are those casts? Just on the left side still?
Yeah, just left.
Okay. Well, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Week, so looking good.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been an interesting roller coaster for someone like myself, and it seems like fans of the Charlie Mullins clan in the off-road world. You know, excited when it was about, maybe about half a month or a month ago, you're back on the bike, couple pictures taken, and then all of a sudden, bam, you got another kid going, that's awesome. And then, I just had my 6th surgery, and we're like, whoa, what happened there? So, kind of, I know you've talked a little bit about some of your Instagram posts, but kind of take us through a little bit of this past year for you and how you've had to deal with this, and then all of a sudden, why are you having this 6th surgery and things of that nature?
Yeah, it's been an up and down year to say the least, but obviously I got hurt back last May and did both my wrists and started riding what would have been August and started racing October, then did 6 days, and come to find out at Crawfordsville I re-broke my scaphoid and I broke the screw. So when I got back from 6 days, I met with a specialist in Charlotte, and basically it was just with the screw being broke and the scaphoid re-breaking, it was just, a big mess. And he ended up doing surgery on it. He got the screw out, and he actually put 2 screws in, a bone graft and some bone putty to, give it the best chance of healing. And while I was having that done, my right wrist, it still wasn't right. It was, the lunate bone was dislocating every time. Like I'd twist my wrist back and it'd get locked out sometimes. So, I pulled the trigger in November, the week of Thanksgiving, to have them both operated on and hoping there'd be a chance, to start in March. And obviously that didn't work out. The fusion, actually, my right wrist that I had fused, I was out of the cast beginning of January and was rehabbing it. But the big holdup was my scaphoid, and just, we waited 6 months. I had it done in November, waited till pretty much the end of April. And my last appointment, he said it was healed enough where, he gave me the go ahead, and that's when I started riding. But he said there was still a gap where it wasn't fully healed over. So, I think that first picture I posted was, I believe, the second time I rode. And I only rode a handful of times after that, but each time I was riding, it just was getting worse. And the last time I rode, I couldn't even pull in the clutch. It hurt too bad. And, it was unfortunate. I kind of lost 6 months, but, we gave it a try, and in the end, I actually had to have it partially fused, like my right wrist. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I have, like I said, just one more week in the cast, and hopefully just rehab it a little bit, and hopefully it won't be as bad as my right wrist, just because being double cast, it sucked.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. It's like when I've been sitting on the couch, either from my shoulder or laying in bed with my ankle and all that kinds of stuff, like that sucked in itself. But then you're like double wristed. I mean, like literally, that you could probably barely even type. Like you're like,
Yeah, it was a rough couple months. I mean, just it was pretty miserable, but.
So how awkward is that? I'm the guy that's like, the blind T-Rex trying to wrap present pants. When I'm talking about Charlie Mullins and his two casts, like,
You can't type.
yeah, how hard is it to type? It's awesome. Yeah, poor Charlie Mullins. I mean, how much has that got to suck? Like,
I know.
that dude has been a badass. He rode awesome. Like, what was it, 2010, 2011, when he won a championship on the Yamaha National Enduro, just doing his kind of his own deal on the Obermeyer thing. Did really good on KTM's for a while, and then just a string of bad luck with the wrist stuff going on. So it seems like he's doing pretty good, though. He came back and did race. I love how everybody, including myself, I'll say it, was like, oh, it's going to be so good to see Charlie Mullins race come February at the GNCCs or at the National Enduro, whichever one comes up first, blah, blah, blah. And Jason Hooper, who runs the full gas sprint enduro, and Jeremy Saylor, both were like, oh, well, that's funny. We thought we saw him race at our race last month in November. And I was like, yeah, shut up. So I'm bad at my job. Suck it.
They called you out.
I was like, yeah, that's true. He did race that full gas and did really well, too. So it's interesting. It's going to be good to see how that goes. And obviously, we don't really know much about Caleb Russell right now and how his recovery is going. But it's going to be good to see. Lots to put up with those. So next on the list of years in review that was Bone Putty. And then, of course, next up is after the TKO. And it wasn't directly after the TKO because Cody Webb bitched out on us and decided to go on a mountain bike ride instead of come on seat time, which nobody does that, people. Don't ever think it's okay. 2016, no excuses.
Don't do it.
No excuses.
Don't do it.
But then he did come on the week after that and chat with us, and we talked a little bit about the TKO. What do you think? So, Mr. Cody Webb, how is your Tuesday evening going?
Tuesday's been good. I was trying to rebuild my practice bike motor, and the KTM has evil clips to get the piston back in, and I'm going to have to finish that tomorrow because I had to rush home and do this interview. So it's been good besides that.
I like it. I like how you say you have to rush home and do this interview because last week, you were like, oh my gosh, yeah, we'll love to talk about the TKO before we go. At the same time, Johnny Walker's on, but no, you went and rode mountain bikes.
Yeah, well, I committed myself this time.
I like it. You're a man of your word, and that's why we enjoy having you on the show. That and you're really tall, and tall people are awesome. So, holy shit, 3-time TKO winner, 3 years in a row. I mean, it's like back to back to back. I mean, that's damn impressive. So, just quick, you and I have talked about it. I know a lot of other people have, but we haven't done it on the show. Thoughts on the weekend?
The weekend was almost spot on, really. I mean, I got there not quite as early as everyone else, but did a lot of prep on the short course and really knew my line and where I wanted to go, and that's crucial. And, I had surgery a couple weeks back, so I've been trying to rehab from that. And I was definitely feeling good, but I think I tried to overtrain a little bit last minute and had a pretty sore, tweaked shoulder coming into the event. And, I qualified really well, and the 2 knockout rounds didn't do as well as I would have liked to. Didn't do as well as last year, but I kind of did what I had to do, save some energy, was still in the front row, and apparently I wasn't the one with the most gas left in the tank at the end of the race.
Holy crap. That is very true. I think Johnny Walker was in second. You had him beat by 1 minute and 43 seconds, I believe is what I was reading. So let's just see how this goes. Hunter, can you hear us? And
yeah.
Dude,
oh, yeah.
What up?
Dude, nothing much. It says my phone's locked on some rotation thing. I don't know. It's weird.
You don't know what's going on over there? You're just like stuck in New England land?
It says, see if your phone is locked on rotation is vertical. So, I don't know.
That's okay. You look pretty regardless, so we'll just make it work.
Is it? Do I look kind of straight, or is it like weird?
Now you're not. What do you want to call it, Steven? Sideways. That's what I would call it. Sideways.
Okay.
But with very little, obviously, time to prepare, you kind of just threw your bike in the truck and headed down.
Yeah.
You know, mentally, somebody like yourself who's a J-Day ripper, you're doing Netra, you're up there racing all these hair scrambles. I mean, how did you kind of think, okay, I'm going to have to attack all these these technical sections different than I would, say, obviously something that's less technical?
It's actually a good friend of mine, Ben Kelly, who's a pretty fast guy up here. He kind of got me in that mental state where to just go out and just ride. Like, cause I talked to him before and I was real nervous about it. And then and he kind of told me just ride. And that's exactly what I did. And it cleared my head and I ended up having a really, really great weekend with a lot of problems, bike wise.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude, I was just riding, just out riding. That's it.
That's epic, dude. I think that's the way to look at it. So, you had an interesting comment while we were watching that, Tamara. What was that about Mr. Cody Webb?
I loved seeing straight up his nose.
Is that not fun?
It's so fun.
Here's what blows my mind about that is we have told these people over and over and over and over again about placement and positioning and understanding, don't sit in front of a window. We have people that sit right in front of a window and they're just a big shadowed glare and we're like, well, that's what we're working with. So that sucks.
I mean, can he see himself?
You could hope.
I mean, doesn't he say, you can see right up my nose?
Nothing against Cody Webb, but the guy has a big nose. So he's probably used to looking in the mirror and seeing a big nose.
I wouldn't put I wouldn't put it right under my nose like this.
So that's a good point. Anybody that's going to come on Seat Time 2016, my wife will notice if you can see up your nose.
I will. And
you're going to get called out at the end of the year for doing that. And then, of course, we had Mr. Technical Difficulties himself, Hunter Newward. I don't know how many times that teenager dropped his phone. You don't ever see teenagers dropping their phone these days. They're always but that little dude was like rubber hand.
I wasn't sure what I was looking at. It could have possibly been a ball sack. I mean, it could have been his throat. I was hoping it was his thumb. And, I think that's
not his balls.
Not his balls.
You're like, you are not even 18. This is weird.
It was very strange. Well, and disturbing.
This is a motorcycle show, Tamara. If you ever were to expect that you see a ball sack and it's anybody but mine, you know there's a problem.
So it wouldn't be on the show, is what you're saying.
Unless it was mine.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I would expect.
If anybody's going to screw up, it's going to be me.
Okay.
So, right?
Well, I mean, I would at least hope you wear pants. Wearing pants completely,
can you guys tell that I'm not
negates the problem of
stop looking down there.
Ball
Just because I don't have pants on doesn't mean you can look.
Ball sack coverage.
Stop it. This is awkward. He's going to look up and say hi. And then it will be the Thursday night show.
No, we don't do, no. There's no show on Thursday night.
Not on this couch. All right. So next is episode 181 with Ryan Saps. A month after he got back from the ISDE, where he kicked ass. Two weeks ago, Jason Hooper was on when you guys were over there, when we were chatting with him, and it's we felt like we kind of almost jinxed everybody. We were just talking about how great everybody was doing, and Caleb Russell, and it was amazing. We saw you up there, but at that point, we didn't know, what was going on, and you guys were just about getting ready to wake up to start your third day, and that's kind of seems where things started to pinball for USA in a negative stance, but for you, they just consistently grew in that sense where, Milner was kind of trying to chip away, but you never lost that overall again. You may not have won the overall on the day, But in the long run, time-wise, that's all you got to do is keep up the overall time. So, so you said something that piqued some interest with the pressure that comes along with that day-to-day of kind of waking up and going, holy crap, I can't lose this lead. I need to keep this lead. With the mental stress that comes with, did it relate at all to motocross? Like, in that sense, or do you feel like you mentally had to dig deep from something else that you've trained for or learned throughout life?
No, to be honest, it was a totally new thing. I've never been in a championship battle coming down to the last, say 2 rounds in moto. The closest I ever got was the 3rd place overall, on one of the Supercross deals,
Right.
But by the last 3 races, I was out of it. I was still in it for 3rd, but I was out of the win, and so that's what I felt like. I felt like, man, this is like, you got the points lead after round 10, and you got 2 more rounds left. So you got 4 more motos or whatever, and you've got to be smart and hang on to it. But you still got to go fast because you can't get smoked. And no, it took a ton of focus, and it took a ton of talking to myself, to be honest. You get out there and I could have easily, I don't know, you guys know how it's set up, but you go do a test, and then you might have 40 miles of transfer before your next test. So you can easily carry what you did in the test prior all the way with you. And you can either beat yourself up about it, or you can reset and say, I'm going to do better next time. Or say you won the last test, you can easily get, complacent and say, well, this is, I don't even have to focus. This is easy. But I was proud of myself for that part. Just my mental game was on point. I had to talk myself into it, 100 times over, because you get out there, and then after I won the first 2 tests of the first day, and a little voice said, well, maybe I can win them all, and then it was like, hold up, just chill out. That's let's like temper the expectations a little bit, and but yeah, it was a awesome experience. Just how it all turned out. I kept you always wonder, or you're always afraid that, it's going so well, something's got to happen, but I did everything I possibly could. I took all chance out of it, or all, at least, it wasn't going to be my fault, I think, if I lost the thing, and we were able to get it done, and a bunch of people helped me out, and forever thankful for that. But it was just a super cool experience. I felt like it was a championship, really.
What I thought was interesting about that is how he was excited about the fact that he had never felt that kind of pressure before. I thought that was interesting, even when he was talking about the fact that he'd gotten 3rd in a national, right?
Nice.
With that, like all the pressure he felt there, he goes, but the thing is I've never been in the title hunt, in the national motocross kind of scenario, and then of course with Supercross, he's just never been in that scenario before. So it was interesting to hear him talk about how like that was such a new feeling of everything, really, like the nerves and just kind of like how to approach the situation. Because it's got to be so nerve-wracking on one end, but then at the other end, it's got to be so amazing to know that you're doing such a fantastic job as a rider, and then you're like, but I don't want to screw up. Like,
right.
I need to keep this up. So you kind of like go, well, shoot, do I turn it down a couple degrees, and try to like not crash, or do you go, no, I gotta keep doing what I think is the same speed, so that way you're kind of approaching it the same way. That's I can't.
But in the long run, you don't really even know. I mean,
yeah, because they're out there. They're separated, they're not right up against each other or any of that kind of situation. So, who knows? Like, obviously the team managers talk and all that kinds of stuff, and you're going to be able to see results as they happen. So within 15, 20 minutes, you'll probably kind of know. But at the same time, like when you're in that 5 to 10 minute test, like there's just like, that's got to be so intimidating, especially for those badasses like the Ryan Sipeses in the world. What's going to be really interesting is next year to see how he does. Like, I mean, yeah.
I will be very interested to see how he does.
Mm-hmm. just as interested as you are to find the bottom of that beer. Yeah, I don't know. I've had pressure, I've had mental stress, all that kinds of things that have kind of messed with me and been awkward and blah, 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 blah. But I can't imagine. I just can't. Like, that's got to be just crazy, crazy, crazy intimidating.
I think you might crack.
I thought you were going to say cry. And
under the pressure.
I think I'd probably do both.
You do that too.
Yeah. I did feel so good. Okay, so Ryan Sipes, you're amazing, and he did get Dirt Rider of the Year. Rider of the Year from Dirt Rider. That was actually broken here 2 weeks ago. I thought I was expecting a little bit more like give a fuck when we posted that on the internet, but nobody did, and so fuck them. I don't really care. You know, we try to bring news to people, but you know, whatever. We just have fun with it. We wear Captain America mask and make shit just weird. Episode 187 with Mr. Kyle Redmond. I love Kyle Redmond. Kyle Redmond's an interesting character.
He's a cutie.
I can't disagree. Anytime he comes on, his hair's always disheveled, and I'm just like, you're talking to my inner guy.
Stop,
Mr. Redmond. But no, I like Kyle Redmond. He's a fun guy, so it'll be good to hear about his adventures in Perth again. So Kyle Redmond, congratulations on coming home to another nephew, because that's even more bitching that you've got two of them. But you probably are super jet lagged. You just kicked butt in Australia, and apparently you were over there for a whole week. Now, was that acclimation, or was that just because that's kind of like the way your trip got a chance to work itself out?
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird flying over there because the time difference is so crazy, and it's 20 hours. So you're on a plane, and I left Monday, but I arrived on Wednesday, so it's kind of weird. So I spent probably 4 of those days. It felt like on an airplane.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
it's brutal.
Have you flown Australia?
Yeah, I did 6 days in. Oh gosh, that was a long time. 98, 6 days there.
Year
and
after I graduated high school.
It's a brutal trip over there. I mean, flew from DFW to LAX, and then LAX to I think Melbourne, and then from there another flight to where the race was. It was a brutal trip getting there and a brutal trip back.
So you went to Perth where the event was at. So where did you fly into, and then how did you get to Perth? Was it a flight to Perth?
Yeah, so I flew from LAX to Sydney, and then it was another 4.5-hour flight to Perth, because Perth is on the west coast.
Okay.
It's pretty much as far away as you can get.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like if you're going like LA to New York. I mean, like they're just totally on the other ends of the continent. Now, from what I understand, you got kind of the call up to head to this race a little close to heading out there, right? I mean, how did it come about? Excuse me, that you got a call up to head to the event and head down there to race.
Yeah, actually, I got a text from Russell Bobbitt. And I've known him for a while. We were friends and everything. So he was supposed to go, and I guess he like tweaked his back or something, so he couldn't make it. Oh. He's like looking for a replacement, and I had an off weekend, and so I was like, yeah, why not?
Right. And
free trip.
Now you got a $5,000 paycheck.
Yeah, I mean that tops it off, right?
Right. So how much of that did you have to give to Russell Bobbitt?
We haven't spoken about it yet.
All right, that's even better. I don't know, blow.
No.
Strippers and blow, it's all gone. Strippers and blow.
I probably won't see him for a while, so I'll be like, oh, sorry, I spent it.
Smart move. So, what excited me about that discussion was the fact that Brian Story was on the couch. I like Brian Story. Brian Story always has really good stories. I don't know if that's a pun in itself or just fun words to use in the grammar language of English. But, Brian Story's a good man to have on the couch. And it was fun to have him on the couch while we were talking with Kyle Redmond, especially since he just came back from Australia on his 20-hour flight. Have you been to Australia?
I've never been to Australia.
One day, we should go.
One day, you and me.
Okay, well, we're going to have to turn that Thursday night show into money-making opportunities.
Okay.
And then we can go. Yeah, I know. I call tap. But yeah, so I was excited for Kyle Redmond. It sucks that Russell Bobbitt got a little bit hurt, but apparently Russell Bobbitt's feeling a lot better, getting back on the bike soon. Glad that Kyle Redmond got a chance to go, get the chance to make a little bit of extra Skrilla for all the hookers and blow. Because we know in Australia I would assume that's a thing, right? I mean, they probably have that there.
Hookers
right?
and blow is a thing everywhere.
Okay, that can be a thing everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, like hookers, they're hookers here, but like, what are they in Germany where it's like legal?
They're still hookers.
Are they still hookers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, prostitutes. I don't know what.
I mean,
what
that's
they're
such a
slang
more
for
professional
prostitutes
term
is.
though than hooker. Like that hooker was all up in my shit versus man, that prostitute touched me nice.
Yeah, no. God, I don't even know how to respond.
Right? I mean, that sounds different though, right? Like one of those conversations I could have with your dad.
I honestly, I don't know the slang for prostitute.
Did you
in
notice that
German.
she didn't even like hear what I said?
No, we're not going to talk about my dad.
So Kyle Redmond, you're awesome. Thank you for being on Seat Time, and I can't wait to have you back. This is a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie. And our last fun clip of just amazingness
Yes.
of Seat Time in 2015
My favorite clip.
is, well, the helmet should just really give it away that it might be a riding clip.
Cactus, mother. Ow. Help! Oh my god! Alright, hold on. I haven't felt pain like that in a long ass time. String moving. Ready? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, now I think we just take that. You have another jersey? Yeah. Get rid of that thing. Give me your best bet. Oh god damn. Hold on. That one's about to get your nuts. Let me move. Get it. There's one in my nuts? Yeah, there was. Oh, hell. That one right there, wasn't it? Yep.
Really vented now.
Yeah, buddy, I'm gonna have a wicked ass suntan thing. Oh god. Oh shit.
Oh, fuck, you gotta sit there and pick some of these out, dude. What's Hold on. I'll put your thumb there. Yeah. Looks like shit. Alright, let me Problem is, well, not the problem.
So in case you're wondering what happens there, you can Google "hitting a cactus sucks," and I promise you I am the first video that comes up. So that was unfortunately, that happened to me at the Rip to Cabo. I was following there behind a couple dudes. Rusty is a cool dude out of Southern California. And actually his wife was Tamara, right? Or
Yes.
was she a Tamara as well?
Yeah,
Or
she was Tamara.
Okay. And I'm so used to being able to brush trees. Like where I ride,
you cannot brush cactus.
do that when you're in the desert.
Nope.
Period. Don't even think about it. You stay on the trail, on the trail, on the trail. Don't brush shit. And well, I brushed a cactus and it hurt a lot.
Don't do
And
it.
The video's fun to watch and I appreciate everybody. Everybody's like, "Is it okay if I laugh?" I was like, "Please," because I've cried multiple times laughing at that video.
I laugh every single time I watch that video.
Yeah, I think I still do
How
too.
can you not with him screaming like that?
Oh, dude, what's the best part is there is literally no, like, at that point in time there was
Another guy goes,
nothing but just fuck all pain. Like, holy shit! Like you just can't.
We can't imagine. That's why it's so funny.
It's like, I mean, literally, it's like if somebody just like walked up to you and kicked you in the junk and like videotaped you falling on the
That's
ground
what
and
it
the
sounds
screams that you would make.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much where I was at. And I even had needles on my junk apparently. You can see in the video. He goes, "Whoa!" Like pulls out the junk on my knee. Oh buddy. Interesting stuff. So. Not the nuts. Thank you, chat room. So those are some of the awesome highlight clips that people did respond, and thank you very much for those responses. In a second, we're going to announce some of the people that are going to be winning some Flywation Shrug. Some of the things that's really been cool though is YouTube over the past year. So this past year, we put out essentially 40 episodes, including today. You guys realize there's 52 weeks in a year. There's only 12 weeks that we didn't put out episodes for you guys. So to think that Steven and I do this as a hobby, we do make a little bit of money through our sponsors, but I promise you it's not a salary by any means. It's for fun. We do this for us and for you. We come back and talk about this kind of stuff, goof off, drink beer, bench race, and talk to the riders because you ask us to do that because we had fun doing it when we first started and it caught on and people enjoyed it. So thank you for that. There's also 36 other videos that we've put out throughout the year that you guys can go watch on our Seat Time YouTube channel. What is crazy is that we started this year with like 600 subscribers and now we're almost at 1,000. So we picked up like almost 500 subscribers just in this year alone. So I mean, this is a good year for us. We did really awesome. So super excited. What's interesting is some of the past live shows. And these are numbers for the live stream itself. A couple of the high ranking ones was the Ozark 100 when we talked with Jordan Ashburn, and then of course Be the Difference with Chris Bach and Johnny Campbell. Then we had I like this one, the Thaddeus the Baddiest, is where we talked with Thad Duval, the Baja Rally, and then we talked with Jason Raines about the 450 FX. So there was a lot of good stuff in there. I mean, there's plethora more I could read you about some of the live streams. And then top 10 videos. We got a couple good ones in here. So for the year, and this is for the year, even though some of these might have actually been put out the previous year, our KTM 250 XEF versus the YZ 250 FX video is still the number one video for this year, but we put that out last year, so we're excited about that. Yeah, well, I thought so. You're welcome.
I know.
You're welcome.
I mean,
now you know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe, motherfucker. Right? What? No? Captain America. And the second, the Tennessee Knockout Raw video that we put out. So that was 6 minutes of awesomeness for $2. You can get 15 fucking minutes on Selfie. Go check it out. Seat Time Adventures video so far is third ranked, and then obviously Hitting a Cactus Sucks.
I don't know why that's not number one.
It's in amount of watch minutes, not view numbers.
Oh, well.
So that means that the amount of people that's like the amount of times, because that means that it might have been the same person, but they watched it over and over and over again. So it doesn't count as a view as much as it does count as watch time. Okay. And then the KTM 690 Enduro review. Things like that are going to happen more often. Not me hitting the cactus. Hopefully that never fucking happens again. But like the things like the KTM Seat Time Enduro review that we did. So we're going to try to do a lot more of that. The plan is to put out about 10 to 12 videos next year for you guys that are specifically about content that we think that we want to put more information out there. So be on the lookout for that. So we've realized that people want to see more content. Like the shows are great. That people think we're fun. That's awesome. We have a great time doing this. We want to keep doing it. But we want to like bring our own kind of thoughts, goofiness, shenanigans, and fun as well to some other kinds of content out there. So be on the lookout for that. We're really looking forward to where that's going to come and where that's going to go. Most shared video. I thought this was interesting, actually, was the Tennessee Knockout, was the Raw.
Really?
Yeah, no. I mean, granted, I loved that kind of Raw format, and when we did it in 2014, it did really good as well. I just like watching that. I kind of, that in that format. For those, I'm still burping from that shit. And then after that was actually me hitting the cactus.
Yes.
Which should be shared way more.
Yes, way more.
And then actually the KTM versus the YZ video in the shared aspect of things. And good to see that the Seat Time Adventures video was shared. I'm excited about that. So, yeah. And then we bring it on back to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Whoa. That was intense. It was kind of intense. I mean, I felt it. Like, I was like, whoa, Brian, calm down. Just step it down a notch. Bring back that IPA and say, bold, deep, bitter. Be my bitch. So it's been an awesome year, and I've got your winners. So of the people that submitted stuff, I want to say thank you very much to Angel, our good friend who's in the chat room now. I think you're in Australia. Tim Bookout, John Scholmeyer up in Oklahoma, and of course PK Stretch. I don't know what your name is, but I got your email. I'm going to email you four guys. You guys are going to get some Fly Ration swag because you guys are the ones that put the most shit out there that we were really able to take advantage of, and we appreciate that for this show. Great time. So thank you for supporting what we do and trying to help us have a little bit better content. We definitely appreciate that. We have one support sponsor spot left for 2016. So if anybody out there thinks that one of their sponsors might be interested in coming in there, no, it's not about the money. It's about being a part of Seat Time. There just is money involved. Please send them our way. Or if anybody happens to own a small business that thinks that, being a part of an off-road show will help your business, we'd love to figure out a way to help you do that. So think about it. Send them your way. Seat Time Adventures. So we've talked about it a lot. We've shown you guys the videos. We've put out the content. I'll give you a hint. If you're not on the newsletter and you want to go, that's not a good idea. Because sometime in the very near future, we're going to be putting out the email through the newsletter that says we're now accepting applications for the 10 spots that we have for the ride for 2016. So if you want to go, get on the, sign up for the newsletter. That is the first place. That's the first line of communication because that obviously is the people that are interested, most to the event. So that's what you want to do. Sign up for adventures.seattime.co. Sign up for the newsletter, and that way you will know. And if you're interested in it or just want to know more, please go to dirtbuzz.com. Check out the interview they did for us, or go to Verb Moto and check it out there. It's the exact same one. It's just it's kind of sponsored by Verb Moto, but powered by Dirt Buzz. I know, right? I hear you talk. So that'll be a good time. And of course, we want everybody to have a happy New Year's and a safe New Year's. We're going to do some fun stuff, I think, around here. We've had some friends that have had babies. We've got friends that have kids, all that kinds of stuff. We're just going to kick it. We're going to stay here, be safe in the sense that we're not going to drive anywhere and do anything crazy. But if you're thinking about that, Uber it. If you don't want to Uber it and be in somebody's Uber music video, don't do that. Cab it. Have a DD. Call Steven. He loves to drive people around.
He doesn't.
Because he is super social.
Not.
I charge out the ass.
Yeah, he is super
he doesn't
social.
like that.
He loves people. He doesn't?
No.
Man, why do I miss all these things?
Hey now. I love everybody. What are y'all talking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
he loves everybody.
Everybody. He's such a hippie. God, dude, Steven is like, blazing the ganja, man. Hey, buddy, I love your day,
I don't know if that's happening either.
Yeah, it's true. This is Texas. That's totally illegal. Don't do that in Texas. Don't do that in Texas. So, just because of the fact that we kind of want to stick in that realm of 38 shows a year. That's a good number. 40 is awesome. I'm glad that we not just hit 38, but blew it out of the water. But 38 is always our goal. We want to do 38 shows for you guys in a year. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. But in 2 weeks, we will be into 2016. We will be in the new year. We will have riders on. We want to talk about training that they're doing. We want to talk about 2016 programs. We want to talk to people like Max Gersten, who we now know is doing the National Enduro Series with Beta because of the fact that the Enduro Cross Series doesn't start till August. What the F there on that one? I don't know, bitches. But then we're going to have Kyle Redmond on at some point, too, to talk about doing the West Coast. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to have some stuff going on. So in 2 weeks, we'll be live again. We don't want it to be dead. Do I need a shotgun of beer on Periscope every damn night to get people in here?
Yes.
Oh.
People really enjoyed that.
Oh, God damn it.
I don't know if you need to do it every night.
No, every Tuesday night. For every show night.
Yeah, well.
I'm not doing it every night.
Please don't.
Yeah. I actually get up in the morning ass early and work out.
You have a job.
Except for Wednesday mornings.
You have a job.
Because I drink on Tuesday nights for the show. That's the only day of the week that I don't work out is Wednesday morning because I'm going to sleep buzzed from the shows. So, you guys, I got to keep my figure up for my woman. You know, I got to keep her happy.
Does.
Yeah, she's like, ass tighter, I'm out. I'm like, all right, there it is.
I've never said that.
Every time she grabs it, though, I can tell that's like
I've never said
that's
that.
a judging grab. She's like, all right, just making sure it hasn't changed yet.
Yeah, it's like a meat tenderizing kind of grab.
I like it. Yeah, now it's next time that happens, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, yeah, you tenderize it. Yeah.
Oh my god! Turn it off, Steven.
No, turn it. Oh, turn it on. Thank you for paying attention to Seat Time. We really do appreciate it. We had a lot of fun this year in 2015. We have more plans to have more fun in 2016. More guests, people coming around. We're going to travel a little bit more. We're going to get out there and get you guys more content, and we're going to have fun doing it. Yes. And hopefully, if you make it to an event that we're going to be at, or you want to have us at an event that you would like us to be at, you just reach out and let us know. We would love to find a way to bring more fun to this sport that we love so much. Go ride a little bit more. Go race a little bit more. Of course, try different types of moonshine. Maybe find some different types of beers. You know, I'm not a slut yet. I don't have to like give in every time. Now that we're gonna get some free upslope beer, I mean, I'm still gonna drink the shit out of it, but we're not gonna give in just yet. So, of course, Seat Time is sponsored by Fly Racing. You can check them out at flyracing.com. Please go to your local dealer, check them out, and be like, I want some fly.
Do it. You sound just like Cartman.
Nope. That was really bad, actually.
I thought it was awesome.
You've been drinking.
I know.
Yeah, drinking. Yeah, drinking. And then, of course, Kinda Tire USA. So, kindatire.com. And this is another deal where we'd love for you to go to your local dealer and be like, why don't you carry Kinda Equilibrium tires? Or if they do, be like, I would like to purchase one of those from you and put them on my badass motorcycle and go ride some crazy-ass shit. Because that's what it's for. Riding crazy-ass shit. That's what we'd like to do. Find the technical, find the crazy, find the gnarly, and go conquer it and have fun doing it. And then, of course, Stillwell Performance. Now, when we talk about the crazy, the conquering, and the gnarly, you need to have good off-road suspension when you do that. And Stillwell Performance can help you get there. So, obviously, that's what we like to do. We like you to look good. We like you to ride good. And we like you to feel good while you ride. And all of our sponsors do that. So, it'll be a good time.
All of it.
All of it. I like do it again.
All of it.
All of it. You like that? Yes. Thank you, wife. That was fun. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome.
Yay! I only had to like punch you in the face to get you on the show. You will do it.
You don't like it.
Not at all. I don't do that. Nope. So, of course, I am Brian Pierce. You can find me on the internet. It's pretty much at Woody B. Pierce is my handles on the everythings. And yeah, that's how it works. Of course, we are Seat Time. SeatTime.co is the website. You can find us on the Facebook, facebook.com/SeatTime. Or on Twitter, it's at SeatTime_CO is the handle. Of course, we are on Instagram at SeatTime. We don't do Snapchat because I don't know why yet. I don't think we're there. We'll let Steven take care of that. Steven loves to Snapchat.
Is this Snapchat for like tweens?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know.
Bro, I stay totally relevant.
Okay, go ahead and do it then. Go ahead and do
Snapchat.
it then.
I'm gonna get some Seat Time underwear, and every day just Snapchat pictures of me in Seat Time underwear.
Maybe you could sell the Seat Time underwear.
I don't think that would work.
You don't think so, Steven?
No.
I mean, it would do something. Does it really need to work, or can it just be there?
Whatever.
Okay, next.
Y'all can figure it out.
Oh,
I'm gonna avoid
one of the big things for the questions when we were asking for people for the recap show tonight was, what do you guys want to see more of for next year? Unanimously, shirts. So I reached out to a friend of ours.
T-shirts?
Yeah, I said new friend of ours who's done some work for some other logos that we've done in different businesses. And we already have a new T-shirt in the works. So be paying attention to that for February.
It needs to be as good as the I don't care what
the quote
comes
shirt.
out of your mouth.
The quote shirt?
Yeah, from the fan or the not so fan.
Yeah, the bipolar fan.
Yeah. It needs to be as good as that one.
Well, maybe it's not a quote, though.
Well, it still needs to be as good.
Okay.
It needs to be as creative.
Well, now it's happened.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah. Thank you, wife, for making shit more difficult. Women. All right. Remember, always enjoy a pint full of awesome. Be safe. Have fun. Enjoy your New Year's. Enjoy the last bits of your 2015. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And hey, I guess we'll see you next year. Always enjoy a pint full of awesome. Peace.